So they are setting for an A strat again. Molotov's looking likely to drop toward the hayloft. Guardian checking it with AWP instead. Why not? Give full faith to Guardian. He's proved it time and time again. Boost up as well to find the off angle. Peek out toward that right side, and Forrest is there, so good anticipation, but will they consider it late? Not to mention as well, Freiberg in the corner. He needs to pull the aggro. Forrest. He's burned alive. He's forced out by the Molotov, but smartly gets one kill before going down. Damn, spotted Freiberg though. And his escape plan, well, a Molotov of his own and down through danger. Interestingly enough, Flamey's already gone by him, so he can actually flank him out, but Flamey's aware of it, gets the call from his team, relayed information, turns back and finds the kill. As he Molotovs off toward vents, that'll cover off part of the stairwells as well as it goes through. This is even more clever. He's right again. One, two. Oh, the third almost lined up, but he takes his time taking Edward. That gives Flamey a second, but Exist is there to trade it. And C's now left in a 1 versus 2. Good position, though. Pith has no idea he's here. He's still considering shooting through the doorway for the cross, but C's, he's already made it in. So this could pay off, but he's not confident fully in trying to peek out. 25 seconds, has the ball. This kill on Pith could be in the rotation onto B. He's going to run it right away, and it's going to be Exist that has to hunt him down. No kit, but he could pick one up on the way through. As his teammate who just perished did have one, and in fact, he's going to try to be clever about this and go for a full flank. That's going to eat up a lot of time. He did pick up a kit, but it's going to eat up a lot of time just getting there.
The problem is now he goes into that bomb site with actual no information whatsoever. He can't see any rotations. C's could be absolutely anywhere at this stage. Luckily for him, though, he's actually banking on the fact that Exist is coming from that connector or drop-down zone, so he hasn't got himself in a really advantageous position. He's waiting here as Exist comes towards the upper platform, but you can see C's kind of sensing that now. Yeah.
And Seized is waiting for it. Exactly that. Timing is everything. Exist making a ton of noise. He had it quickly when he got there. He didn't leave himself any options, and it's too easy for Seized. They'll pull this back immediately. 12-12. We stayed dead even. Remember, winner of this best of 1, straight back through to legendary status. Both these teams achieved that in the last major. Navi in the final, NiP in the quarters, with Threat playing oddly enough in that event.
That is true. That was a strange event, wasn't it, for them? But they still managed to get the legendary status. Let's see what they can do this round. 12-12, like you said. That's a very intelligent round there from C's. Like you said, great positioning, got himself in towards that vent room. And once he had that position, you can see Pip. Oh, it's such a difficult position to hold. He's holding there with the orb. He's got 2 positions to hold. He's not really anticipating that the balcony ground room could be a sort of possibility there. They're now on to Eco. They get $1,900 next round, so they can squeeze that by just about. Get Right did such great work in that previous round as well. That nice little tight corner, found 2. Almost got 3, like you said, but it wasn't quite enough to win the round. Number 25 is going the distance here. But it will be Navi taking the advantage for sure here, as we can see. NiP don't really have much to work with. P50s and 3 default pistols as well. No grenades. It's just a matter of time. Navi playing this quite smart as well. Getting out towards long A. Lots of information gathered and a kill picked up as well. That's Freiberg going down on the A side, completely open.
So it should be pretty straightforward to close it out. C's will get all the information that they are in the B tunnels, even if they want to try and take them down and get guns. He's going to make that problematic. Smartly keeps his angle open. There is a display cabinet there. Can't quite get around the corner comfortably, but does get the shot nonetheless. And no guns grabbed. All 5 stay alive. NiP anti-eco, or rather their eco, not achieving much at all. Well, now they'll buy it again. Question is, and they don't have it. They don't have an AWP. They can't afford it.
Yeah, definitely not. You can see they're struggling. No kits. Well, Get Right does get one. He's gone for the Max 7 here. He's trying to boost up the utility a little bit more, but he's got the kit. Like I said, the Max 7, a disadvantage on most maps, but as long as you're smart and you can choose your positioning well, it can be very viable on Corp on the D. Freiberg struggling a little bit more. He's got the FAMAS, but this is a big chance for Navi to run away with this one. The loss bonus hasn't really accumulated for NiP just yet. They get $2,400 next round and be almost certainly an eco if they lose this one. They'll be so close to match point at that stage. So something creative I think needs to come out here. I can see players gathering towards drop down room. Left Forrest firing himself towards A. But this one's more of a default stance once again from Navi.
Seized anticipating a counter boost at drop, just going to fire into the smoke, make sure anyone who dares show their head gets it torn off. Whack-a-mole style. We've had duck hunt, now we got whack-a-mole. But we're going classic.
Yeah, it's my sort of style. You can see Navi now. They have got control towards long A at the moment. Zeus and Edward being very patient indeed. They know NiP have had presence here before. There's crossfire between Forrest and Freiberg, but not getting anything for this. Looks like they will be opting back towards B, not leaving a lurk potential either. So Forrest, he's watching danger, trying to get something out of this situation, but has to face towards middle. This could be perfect, you know. He could get this one kill, but Zeus rips his head off. Lovely stuff from him.
It's a good entry so far. Exist forced back. Flamey has control of drop. Freiberg's going to try and make a play here to catch Zeus off late, but he finds him with the AK instead. So there's no chance for a flank potential. And in fact, on that kill alone, knowing that Forrest is pushed so far forward, having drop controlled, he's looking for information. They know NiP's in B. Bomb goes back over to A, and it's Pith left in another 1-on-5 situation.
That's pretty much the headline in this round. NiP's have nothing to work with there. They're up against the roast of the buy regardless. They have no grenades. Forrest not getting anything towards long. He has no idea if they're near that position. Pause comes in now, but at this point, what's the pause going to amount to? One more round will be match point for Navi. The money, like I said, $2,400 coming into this round. So do they go all in? Do they go for the force buy, or they try and play for overtime here?
And Navi knows the money situation. We heard the cheer at the end of that round. That's the loudest cheer we've heard from them yet. I'm not sure if it was conveyed through the stream or not, but they obviously understand how important that is, just to get a chance to go on to 15 with relative ease against very little weaponry. So a late timeout from NiP. You talked about it before, how Navi tends to get a little emotional in their timeouts. NiP, I imagine, in this case, would be listening more to Thread.
Yeah, he's a very cerebral mind. He's not going to let the emotion or the stuff that's going on in game affect his decisions right now. He knows what they need to do. I'd say this. Oh, okay. I was about to say I thought they may go for overtime. It looks like they will be forcing into this one. An interesting decision. Freiberg, he's got the FAMAS. The unpause comes in. Thread will be making the call right now. He'll be trying to come up with something. Try and work out what the next move is. Do we go for this force buy? Do we do a full stack? Do we go for a push?
I'm just noticing, though,
go on,
that as Freiberg bought that, he made a gesture with his hand.
So what?
Yeah, did we just had a reset on the round?
We did. So
what I was going to say is Freiberg made a gesture with his hand and said something along what looked like with body language is like, oh, whoops, I bought. And no one else did. So that might have been a mistake. And then the round got reset. I'm curious as to what the reset was called for, because if that's a mistake buy on his part,
that's not really cricket, is it? You buy up and then you say, oh no, misbuy, I need to reset the round. Maybe
well, that's why I'm wondering if the reset was already called before that, because that's super interesting to me. And no one else bought, and everyone kind of looked at Freiberg when he did.
Yeah, I don't think you can call for a round restart because you misbought. I don't think that's a thing.
That's not a thing. Absolutely not on.
So he definitely bought the FAMAS. I don't think you guys saw on your screen, but if that's the reason he called it, that's a little bit shady. But there could be other reasons. We have no idea. We're just speculating right now.
Well, that's the one thing I will say is maybe the technical issue already existed and the round reset was already called from the admins. It definitely was a technical call from NiP to start the timeout, but maybe there was something else spotted. Could have been just an e-bot reset to make sure if we go into overtime, if that happens, that everything's tickety-boo and there won't be any issues. We know he's sometimes a little bit temperamental.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, we said it before, that money situation is in tatters. It's a very difficult decision right now. I'd say take all the time you can. Let's discuss how we go forward in this situation. Options are right now, Matt, you go for SMGs, a couple of FAMASs, maybe a shotgun, and you need to be going for that first, but you can't allow Navi to fully execute on the site. You just won't win. It won't happen. Someone needs to step up here. Maybe I was about to say maybe a scout, something like that. That's pretty much, if you want to get a first pick towards middle, hope for Forrest lands some sort of sick headshot, but I'd say flashes towards middle, try and be a little bit more stacked towards the A side. Navi have been going for that default to start. Work A at the start of the round, get control, then fall back towards B. It's pretty standard for a T side in the top echelons of the scene. But for me, I'd say it might be more beneficial to go for the overtime at this point. If you do go all in, it's very unlikely you're going to win that round. Let's get the guns up next round. We get maximum loss, no, 4-stage loss benefits next round. So $2,900 on top of what they have right now. That'll be a nice full buy, and it's win 3 gun rounds. That's definitely possible. Going all in at this point, Deagles, FAMASs and stuff, very unlikely they're going to win the round. So it's definitely a tough call, but I'd probably go for overtime at this point.
I think that's going to be the call based on what we've seen. So freeze time's been canceled. We're getting back underway. Navi, full arsenal of weapons, nades, the whole like. They've got an AWP on Guardian. And it is going to be NiP. Well, interestingly enough, they still force into this.
Okay,
they go pistols with utility, so it's not going to be the FAMAS bought out, but instead it's all pistols, all utility, a scout on Pith. They're down to 3 digits on most players. In fact, 0 left over for Get Right. They're going all in on pistols.
Well, they get $2,900 next round. If they don't win this one, they are absolutely done for. So this is it now. All in, 4 pistols, a scout. And Scout does have options on B, especially towards the B site. You can jump over that fountain area. You can see if there's kills available towards the upper platform. But once again, it's that A take, like I said before. It's Navi working this default, sticking together. The bomb's down, hunting for information right now, seeing if they can just work out and gauge the buy NiP are presenting towards them.
Edward down, Forrest caught in the open, does get one, but Guardian finds him back with the AWP, a man advantage for Navi. Switching for legendary at this point to move through to the playoffs. It becomes easier still as Seized will find Get Right. Exist falls. Pith last alive does manage one with the scoot. As I go full Canadian, I have to do it at least once.
At least.
But he's going to try and actually get a little bit clever here. Try and rotate back around. Smoke out in front of him won't allow easy access through. Flamey's very low. But speaking of Flamey, they're a little bit hot right now on Pith's feet. He's got to go back over to the balcony. Noise will give that away. Flamey holds angle down to 13. And I'm just going to save the scout. Why not? It's all he really can do. I know it's not much, but it's going to be that point for Navi and no money for NiP.
Yeah, pretty much last chance saloon there for the Pit. He was hoping he could do some sort of sick play at the scout, maybe find a kill, upgrade a weapon, something to work with going to the next round. But like I said, they've got no money right now. They get $2,900 going into the next. That means more of the same. They get upgrade the pistols, maybe they get some pharmacies, but there's not really much to work with. So that was the moment for them right there. They wanted to go all in, see if they can make something happen. The pistols did not work out at all. They get a couple of kills, but in the grand scheme of things, Map, Navi have got so much money going forward. It's potentially the last round here, 15-12, and the buy comes in. It's going to be the scout that was saved, and M4 dropped over, so that does kind of help, believe it or not, him just saving that one weapon. It boosts their chances somewhat. Here comes the final buy. M4, CZ, UMP, Forest yet to buy. Pit on the scout, another UMP. It's looking pretty bleak.
Looks very, very bleak. And all credit where credit is due. It has been a back and forth games, but a couple underlying factors. We'll touch on them, and I'm sure the desk will as well. As we head into what could be the end of it. Navi a chance to go straight through to the quarterfinals. And NiP will have to play off against the winner of either Flipside or Optic, which comes up next in the decider match on best of 3 tomorrow. Boost way back toward the wall at drop room just to see if anyone's going to boost up from the CT side. But right now, Edward probing out it long again, just looking for information. Is Navi boost up from Freiburg, but no one to steal the aggro away at long corner. It's Freiburg instead, or excuse me, Forrest instead, that is down in that danger position. Edward jumps around, think he would have just spotted up the first player at Freiburg, and actually nails the shot when he does so. It's Zeus, takes down Forrest, Flamey in it, drop, bye-bye, Get Right. And we'll soon surely wave goodbye to Pith and Exist as well. In the smoke, gonna try and jump through, catch them off. Flamey finds him. Exist 1 versus 5, and I dare say this game is no longer to exist, because 16-12, Flamey will close it. And Navi, well, they're legends once more. NiP, a little bit more work to do. Back and forth. Now, I said there was a few underlying factors. 6 rounds for Navi. That's 1 more than their average on the CT side. We knew their T side was going to be good, but twice, NiP win pistols and lose the eco. That is massive.
That's what lost in this game. So many key errors in those rounds. Those are big rounds to win. And it's not like Navi did anything crazy sick against them. They didn't really read what they were doing. It was overextension, not taking areas properly, and that's what's costing those big rounds and ultimately lost in this game. Get Right, great in the first half, fantastic at that point. He was getting full control, but it was Navi that adjusted right in the nick of time, I have to say. They got themselves their 6 rounds in the CT half. It was enough. That's all they needed. And even losing both pistols, they always fight back with those force buys, and you can see that look on Get Right's face sums it all up. Great performance, but if he's not winning games and some key errors for him on those anti-eco situations, he'll be gutted without it.